So you've tried every technique, you've repeated the affirmations, you've visualized until your inner eyes hurt, and you're watching someone on Reddit manifest their dream life with one affirmation while you're here doing everything right and getting nothing. So what are they doing that you're not? Today we are talking why manifesting seems to work so effortlessly for others, but feels like pushing a boulder up the hill for you. And no, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's actually because you're trying so hard to do it right. I'll explain what I've learned from my own manifestation journey and what I noticed in most people who were able to manifest in 3 points, because I too was addicted to watching success stories. They're nothing but entertainment disguised as progress and teaching moments. So grab your favorite hot or cold beverage and let's get started. Hi, I'm Marta and welcome to my channel. To work with me or get some of my free resources, check the description box below. So I see you're in the subreddits, you're watching the success stories, you're taking notes on what worked for others. Maybe you even have a spreadsheet of techniques at this point and you try them all. You want this so badly that you're willing to try anything except the one thing that could actually help. And more about this very soon in the video. I was not happy to see another person succeed or write another manifesting is so easy post on Reddit that I would visit on a regular basis for some inspiration and relatability, which it isn't. It only left me feel worse about myself. The same was with the success stories on YouTube. I looked like I'm learning something, but all I felt was disappointment. When will it be my turn to share my success story? The frustration and other negative emotions are not a bug in manifestation.
God, so many emotions.
They're a feature. So comment below if you've ever felt like you're the only person manifestation doesn't work for. Because I promise you, you're not alone in this. So point number 1 is that people are your messengers. Here is what nobody tells us about those success stories that we are consuming, that we love so much. They're not showing you how to manifest. They're showing you what you want. And it's not what you think. Emotions are feedbacks. And one of my favorite emotions is envy. I know that people don't like it. They think it's nasty emotion and they try not to feel it. But I think it's life-changing because it's showing you what is that you truly want. It's how I figure out what's for me. I just followed my envy. You think that you want the technique that worked for these other people, and you think that you want this perfect affirmation, the right routine, the magic formula. But what you actually want is what they have underneath all of this. They are open. Their nervous system is relaxed enough to receive what they want with a single affirmation. Their body isn't clenched in fear around this one thing. You envy their confidence, their peace, freedom, and joy, and this openness. And some people do one scripting session and it works for them. Some people work constantly for months or years, and the difference isn't in the technique, it's the same technique, it's their nervous system capacity to hold what they're asking for. So point number 2 is you're using manifestation to avoid yourself. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Manifestation is designed to lure you in with things you want, but it's about something else. All those techniques you're doing, the affirmations, the routines, the methods, are really noise. Your higher self knows you want to come back home and it steers you into the right direction, but then the ego comes in and uses manifestation to lure you into the spiritual bypassing, to slow things down. You're doing anything, just so that you don't have to feel what's actually here. And I have a separate video about spiritual bypassing and manifestation and what it is, and it will be linked here. Because feeling what's here is scary. It feels really uncomfortable and feels unsafe. Feeling the fear that you might not get what you want feels like admitting that you are at the start of the journey now, but you want to manifest these things right now here, not do the work. So instead, you stack techniques on top of technique, looking for the perfect combination that will finally make it happen without you having to face what's really going on inside of you. But here is what's actually happening. You are scared of giving up control. And that clinginess to control, that fear, is the very thing blocking you from receiving what you want. And it's the doing of the ego. So what really is fear? It's an emotion coming from this belief in separation. You don't feel whole without these things, and it feels like you won't survive or be happy or safe without these things. And these emotions are what's blocking you. Not a technique, not an affirmation that is wrong. The unfelt emotion you are avoiding is what actually is doing that. And the separation is the idea of the ego. Your next breakthrough is exactly in the thing you're avoiding the most, that fear of what if I don't get what I want. And I know you feel something when you hear these words. So lean into this feeling. Be brave enough to face it. It is safe. It doesn't mean you're admitting you won't get it. Quite the opposite. You're admitting you'll be okay with it and okay without it. And this energy is so freeing and magnetic and very open. And point number 3 is the one technique you've been ignoring or avoiding. And I understand that it's not a very sexy topic. You cannot compare it to instant manifestations or a technique that gives you everything instantly in 3 days with perfect execution. You think that if you feel the fear of not getting what you want, you will reinforce that belief that you don't have it. So you resist it. You overwrite it with affirmations. You're staying the lulu. You bypass it with visualizations. But that's not how emotions work. What we resist persists. And emotions are just energy. When you actually feel the fear, when you stop resisting and just let it be there, that's when you let go of it. That's when you create space to receive what you want. Because emotions, as I said, are just energy, and it's simply burned by you focusing on them, giving them their moment to be noticed and acknowledged, and then they just let go. I remember working with a client in my coaching who was just so terrified to feel, and she'd been bypassing with techniques for years. I did that too. When we did one of the emotional release practices I teach, she was resistant at first. But remember, you are always safe, and feeling is safe. And most people actually cry the first time because they're finally releasing emotions that have been there probably for years, maybe decades. And she did also. She cried, but something shifted for her in that moment. She wasn't scared of feeling anymore. She felt so empowered. This is what this work is doing for you. She realized she could handle anything. That feeling didn't destroy her manifestation, and it actually cleared the path for it. That session was transforming for her because she finally stopped running from herself. And the people who manifest easily only can do so because they aren't avoiding themselves. They don't want a specific thing desperately. They want to feel a certain way, and they're open to receive that. They are surrendered. They feel their feelings without making them mean something about their manifestation, because it doesn't. That's the unconditional self-love and self-acceptance, which is what the manifestation is really all about. It's a personal transformation. So if you hear that manifestation is easy, these people have no idea what they're talking about, because does this sound easy to you? I don't think so. Even your favorite YouTuber who manifested their specific person after years of executing techniques, it happened not because of the technique. It happened because it was meant for them all along. The techniques didn't make it happen. Their individual surrender, connection with the true self, leaving the survival mode, and openness did. And I also have a video about why you can manifest a text from your ex, but nothing lasting, and you can watch it here. So drop a comment if this is hitting home. If you've been avoiding feeling what's actually here because you're scared it will mess up your manifestation. It's a very common misconception in manifestation. So here is what I want you to understand from this video. Manifestation was never really about getting the thing. It's about learning about yourself and allowing yourself to feel safe now. All the things you've ever wanted have one thing in common, and that is you. And you cannot manifest things that you want if you are so deeply disconnected from yourself, when you don't know what's here, when you're bypassing yourself and your emotions and wide knocking control constantly. This is the fear of the ego. The solution isn't a better technique. It's total self-acceptance. It's feeling what you're feeling without resistance. It's expanding your nervous system so you can actually hold what you want when it comes. And if you need help with that because you don't know how to feel, then you know where to find me. But this is the work that serves you for the rest of your life. Not just for this one manifestation that you want right now, but for everything in the future that you will want, and everything in life, really. Because when you're no longer scared to feel what's here, when you trust yourself enough to be with yourself, you realize that all is well. Always. And being unwavering helps you in your everyday, in relationships, business, work, everywhere. You would be surprised how much you can achieve with a regulated nervous system. And emotional regulation and nervous system expansion is a crucial step in the overall process when I coach people. I teach them how to actually regulate their nervous system so they can receive what they want. It takes time, but this is the foundation that everything else builds on in your family life, romantic life, business life. But if you're feeling stuck and want to start somewhere, I have a free workbook that is called From Stuck to Flow for you in the description box below. And it's a perfect place for you to begin this work without any commitment. It goes really deep and it will really give you some foundation. So remember that the techniques won't save you from yourself, but meeting yourself will give you everything you've been looking for. You've got this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this episode is helpful to you. But if you would like to share something or have some comments or remarks, please share them in the comments below. Links to my weekly newsletter, Self-Love Letter, as well as free resources and ways to work with me are all in the description box below. These are the videos that YouTube thinks that you should watch next. And remember, you are brave, you are loved. Be kind to yourself. Bye now.